team has settled upon an area for the search, but Clive knows there are no guarantees. According to the instruments, the target is in sight, or at least it should be. But with all hands at the lookout, there is no sign of a reef awash in the calm sea. Clive at last spots a small island which appears to be inhabited.
Stop.
Jean-Claude hails some passing fishermen. In Creole French, he asks if they've seen any sign of shipwreck beneath the crystal waters. The fishermen report there is a man on the island who knows of an anchor that may be related to the lost wreck. This is a surprise. The charts make no mention of an isolated community.
Like you want to go on an island to... Yeah. Ouais. On peut prendre un petit bateau, ça, on peut aller dans l'île là. Ouais.
John, Mike, and Jean-Claude enlist the fishermen to take them to the island for a look around. As they leave Clive on the Ella Worley 3, they remember the tale of the sailors who ventured out in their dory to investigate the Mary Celeste. On the afternoon of December 4th, the brigantine Dei Gratia was sailing the Atlantic north of the Azores, bound for Gibraltar. The vessel had come through days of bad weather, and the seas were still heavy. The helmsman, or the captain, David Morehouse, spotted a sail off the port bow. The distant vessel was sailing in a westward direction with a noticeable yaw, and her sails in disarray. Most of her sheets were furled, but some of her foresails were set, and others had blown loose. Even with no distress signal evident, Morehouse knew she was in trouble. He ordered the Dei Gratia closer. He repeatedly hailed the ghostly vessel, but received no reply. Finally, he ordered a boat lowered, and the first mate, Oliver DeVoe, and 2 crewmen pulled through the swells to the other vessel. Once aboard, DeVoe surveyed the eerie deck. Other than the wind in the rigging and the creak of timbers, the ship was utterly silent. Mary Celeste was deserted with every indication that the crew had left in a hurry. The ship's boat, sextant, and navigational tables were gone, but the crew's heavy weather gear and their pipes were still neatly stowed below. The dishes were washed, and the bunks were made, except for the captain's. 2 hatch covers were lying on the deck, and the captain's skylight was open. In the hold, the majority of barrels was accounted for and in good condition. Nowhere was there evidence of violence. Briggs was known as an experienced mariner. What could have inspired him to abandon a perfectly sound vessel, hazarding the lives of his wife, child, and crew to a small boat in heavy seas? For almost 130 years, the question has become one of the great mysteries of the sea. What became of the crew of the Mary Celeste?